Now, I know that I am not the only one who has had those heated moments with her husband when he feels like she's giving too much attention to her business instead of giving it to him. Like those late nights where you're sitting there on your laptop when in actuality you should be on top of his lap. I know being an entrepreneur can be very challenging, especially if you're a solo entrepreneur, because you have so many things that need to get done in your business. Yet, as a wife, you still want to be there and have that time with your husband. But in this video, I'm going to show you the exact method that God revealed to me that allowed me to give my husband all of me without neglecting anything that had to be done in my business. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Shaquela, Marriage First Business and AI Systems Architect, helping wives in business work fewer hours, protect more time with their husband, and build sustainable business growth without compromising their covenant. If you're returning and you've been with me for a while, welcome back. You already know what time it is, so let's get into it. So, AI is not the enemy of faith centered work, but the way that most people are using it, now that's worth conversation. Now, with anything, right, too much of it can become a bad thing. And when we're looking at things from a biblical standpoint, too much of something can put us in a position to where we somewhat start to rely on that thing more than we rely on God, or we can sometimes make that particular thing an idol. And that is not what we want to do as believers when it comes to utilizing AI. Now, the beautiful thing about being a believer is that God has given us the gift of discernment and stewardship. And so when it comes to AI, it's not about the actual tool itself, it's about us practicing our gift of discernment when knowing how much and when and how to use that tool, and practicing our ability to steward our time well while we are using AI. So, let me show you exactly how I used AI to help me steward my time well so that I was able to have more time with my husband and not neglect any part of my business. Now, there's three simple things that I want you to take note of. So, if you don't already, grab your pen, grab your notebook so you can jot these things down and you can start implementing them today. Now, to elaborate on the story that I started in the beginning of the video, where my husband felt like I spent too much time on my laptop versus time with him, that was a true story. And it brought about a lot of tension in our marriage. And it created some very challenging times because I felt like he should have been a little bit more understanding of the things that I had going on in my business, especially in the beginning and the building stage. And he, as a man, as my husband, felt like I should know when to kind of shut that off and really kind of devote that time to him and what he needs in our quality time. And so, one of the ways that I was able to do that was by learning how to steward my time well through AI. And so, what I'm going to tell you right now is three simple ways that you can practice good stewardship and use AI to help you manage your time well. So make sure you have your notebook and pen ready because I'm going to give you these three gems that you can start implementing today. And I promise you, you will start to notice a difference in the way that you utilize AI and in the way that you steward your time. So, number one, you have to have a plan before you sit down and open up whatever AI platform you are going to use. Now, when I think about this, I think about a really good friend of mine when I used to be a professor of nursing. And one of the things that she would always say is prior planning prevents poor performance. And I'm going to be very honest with you. If you don't have a plan when you sit down with your AI tool, as far as what you want it to accomplish for you, you could potentially go down a rabbit hole, right? And we do not want to get into a cycle to where we sit down to utilize AI as a means to steward our time well. But then all of a sudden, because we did not have a plan going into it, AI starts to kind of take control of the situation, and we end up spending way more time than we need to using that tool, right? So, number one, you have to have a plan as far as what you want AI to accomplish for you before you open that AI tool. Number two, you have to make sure that you choose the exact tool that you want to use. Now, one of the things with AI is that there are so many different options when it comes to AI, and they're constantly evolving. And one of the challenges is what that is we start to think, well, what about this one? What about this one? Or should I use this one? Or how about this one? When you decide to assign AI task for it to complete in your business, you need to make a decision as to which one you are going to use and stick with it. When you are looking at the various options that you have, you should already know which AI tool you want to maybe actually complete a task, like going into your email and responding to some things, or which AI you may want to follow up with a client for you, or maybe what AI tool you want to create a piece of content for you. Maybe you want it to create a Instagram carousel or Instagram post. Whatever AI tool or whatever task you want to create, you have to already know which particular tool you're going to use and stick with it. Do not become double minded and want to open up multiple AI tools and put that prompt into multiple tools, because now you are not stewarding your time well, because now you're going to start picking and choosing and trying to sit and decide which one to use. And before you know it, it's going to start consuming your time. Okay. Third thing, you have to make sure that you set boundaries. Now, just like I mentioned in step one and step two, you got to be able to steward, your time well. Boundaries come into play with that. Okay. So the beautiful thing about AI is that AI anticipates what your next thought or what your next need may be based off of whatever prompts you're giving it. So you have to be able to set boundaries and say, this is what I need AI to do for me. This is the tool that I'm going to use. And this is all that I am going to prompt it to do. And then you have to be able to walk away. Because naturally, AI is going to look at what you've asked it to do, and then it's going to make more suggestions as to what the next steps could be, what else could make it better, and all these things. And again, when you start to get wrapped up into that, if you do not set boundaries, then it's almost like we end up in this whole doom scrolling or doom prompting, I should say, with AI. It's kind of like how you open up that TikTok and you look at one video, the next thing you know, like 20, 30 minutes have passed by because you just kept scrolling. The same thing can happen if you do not set boundaries when you sit down to utilize your AI tool. It will naturally want to continue to help you and want to continue to give you suggestions based on the things that you are asking it to do. But you have to remember, you are in control. You have authority, and you tell AI what you need it to do, when you need it to do it, and how you need it to do it. AI does not tell you what to do. Okay? So let's recap that. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to have a plan as to what we need AI to do for us in our business. Two, we are going to have the exact tool. We're already going to make up our mind and figure out the exact tool that we want to use. We are not going to ping pong between multiple tools. And three, We are going to have boundaries in place so that once we tell or once we delegate to AI the specific task that we need it to do, we allow it to do it and we walk away. We are going to close the laptop or log off the desktop and we are going to go spend time with our husband, because at the end of the day, AI is not a bad thing. AI, when it's used properly, when you steward it well, AI can become a beautiful advantage in a beautiful way for wives in business to steward their time well so that their husband gets all of them without neglecting any task in their business. Now, I hope that this was helpful to you. And let me know if you want to see what it actually looks like to implement various AI tools and have them work on things while you are able to spend time with your husband. Drop workforce in the comments, and I will work on creating a series to where I kind of do like a little behind the scenes and I show you how I commit, how I prompt my AI tools to complete specific tasks for me, and even kind of do a whole little screen share and show you as it does the work in the background. So again, if you want me to create a series for that, let me know. Drop workforce in the comments and I'll be more than happy to do that for you. And as always, if you just need a little bit more structure, you need a little bit more guidance in learning how to operate from a marriage first business perspective instead of the traditional business approach that we see in today's society, I would love for you to join my next masterclass where I go live with a bunch of other wifepreneurs that are just like you that want to know, how do I make this shift? How do I make a decision to stop operating from the worldly or the traditional business approach that's creating so much strain in my marriage? And how do I shift to a marriage first business strategy, one that is biblically aligned and supports God's design for a woman to be a wife and an entrepreneur without any of the burden? Again, I would love for you to join the webinar. The information will be, I will drop the link right up under this video in the description. I will also post the link, I will pin it in the comments. That way, come to the masterclass. It's absolutely free. You will find out much, much more about the marriage first business approach. And of course, we're going to talk about AI and how we as Christian wives in business can use it more so as a way to steward our time better and not necessarily as a bad thing. So again, I pray that this has blessed you, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with another, wife in business that you may know that could benefit from this. Until next time, be blessed.